Things are getting spicy at the state capitol with budget talks and possible changes to the Hope Scholarship. We'll get your thoughts on all of it today as MetroNews Talkline gets underway.
Not time to change the station. You are surrounded.
We interrupt this program to bring you an emergency news bulletin. Repeat, this is an emergency bulletin. Keep your radio turned on.
From the studios of WVRC Media and the MetroNews Radio and Television Network, the voice of West Virginia, comes the most powerful show in West Virginia. This is MetroNews Talkline with Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows.
Check set line up link. Activated Telos telephone. Switch network control from Charleston to Morgantown.
Stand by. Cue Dave and TJ. You're on. MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Back in the home studios this morning, Dave in Morgantown, TJ's in Charleston. You are listening in on one of our great radio affiliates across the state or watching us on the MetroNews TV app, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. All available there, courtesy of video producer Jake Link. Sophia Wasik is our audio producer today. She is also the voice you will hear if you call 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. You can text the show at 304-TALK-304. A lot of time at the Capitol, talk to a lot of people. Today, it's mostly about you and mostly about the Hope Scholarship and the bill that originated in the House Finance Committee this week. That bill was on the agenda this morning and has drawn a large crowd of Hope Scholarship supporters to the state capitol. Brad McElhinny is covering the meeting. We'll talk to him a little bit later this hour. Also, we'll get the thoughts of co-president of Education West Virginia. That's the Combined Teachers Union now in West Virginia. Dale Lee will join us in the next segment. But all of that, say good morning to TJ Meadows back in the comfy confines of the Radio Ranch. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. We have a great studio here. I love it. Some breaking news. I hope you'll indulge me. President Trump's global tariffs are illegal, so says the Supreme Court, ruling Friday in a stinging repudiation of a signature White House initiative. That from the Wall Street Journal. They just flashed that up on the screen that I'm watching here as well. 6-3 decision striking down the Trump tariffs. Markets are going to like that, aren't they? They are liking it. The Dow popped 200 points. It's since leveled off, but the Dow up right now about 80. S&P up 17. The NASDAQ up 80. So, yes, the markets like that. Seems like from the reaction, I would have expected a bigger pop had they not priced that in and had been expecting that. So I think they expected it, but nonetheless, you're seeing the markets rise. And wow, man, things are, wow, Dow just popped 144. So maybe there are, it's a little wild, but that's big, man. 70% of those tariffs, $1.5 trillion, were done under the emergency powers rule, whatever you call it. So that's very significant.
Dang. I thought you were about to tell me we finally found out what was going on at Area 51.
Well, we'll get to that.
I thought we got to the aliens today.
That's in the news, too.
That is on my list. We'll see if we get there. Dale Lee going to join us coming up a little bit, TJ. And we kind of had a feeling late last week that something was about to happen. It happened this week, both with the budget coming out of the Senate, the budget coming out of the House, and with the Hope Scholarship bill. You talked about it in your commentary this morning, hope and budget and what it all says. What are your thoughts?
So first off, there's the financial aspect of the House budget. It does a couple of things that other versions did not do. First off, it takes large things like Medicaid. We know we have to fund Medicaid, Dave. We know we have to have it at a certain level in order to get our full federal match. We can't leave that on the table. That's got to be in general revenue. General revenue is your paycheck money, right? Surplus is your savings that you may get if you have enough left over. Putting Medicaid in general revenue is just common sense 101. Kudos. Hope Scholarship. No matter what happens with the Hope bill, significant dollars. We know it's coming. 3/4 of that in general revenue. Kudos. That's just finance 101. Way it should be. Sets the right principle. One of these days, you won't get the surplus you're banking on. So why gamble and take the chance? That's point one financially. Point two financially. $30 million in unallocated general revenue. $30 million for the next Hancock County school issue. For the next, oh my goodness, man, it was tougher winter than we thought, and we got to do more road paving because we got potholes out there the size of beetle bugs. I mean, the VW Beetles, sorry, Volkswagens. You got to have a contingency. I've never been in a business that spent every dollar it thought it was going to get and didn't have a contingency, and I've never been in a grandmother's kitchen that didn't have a 20 or two stuffed in the cookie jar. Common sense. I like it financially.
I want to get to the politics of it because I think you are on point with your financial analysis, and specifically with the Hope Scholarship and the reaction we have seen to this bill that originated in House Finance this week. And I think the reactions we have seen, TJ, are part of the problem that we can't have tough conversations like you're talking about with regard to finances because the politics of all of this is so performative. Mm-hmm. There are aspects of that bill that I don't particularly like, that I think causes some hardships for people in the panhandles and border counties, that I think we can have a very good conversation about. But when you come out with all of the hyperbole that we have heard this in the last couple of days, gutting the Hope Scholarship, harming homeschool families, hurting children, you can't have those types of conversations. It all becomes performative. It all becomes internet, Twitter, Facebook outrage. And you can't sit down. Hey, if you've got a problem with the aspect of the bill that requires you to spend money in state, say that and explain why that is a problem. If you don't like the hard cap on the payout, say that and why that is a problem that we should look at and negotiate a better bill for. Don't go on Twitter and then take pop shots at people, calling into question their conservative credentials because you don't like a piece of legislation that's been put forward when the math, as you say, doesn't math if we don't at least have the conversation.
Yeah, and I think you may, I don't want to put words in your mouth, I think you may be alluding to maybe that ex post that the governor fired over at Vernon Chris. I think that was one example. There are many others. I'll allude to that. Let me tell you something. I don't even know that Vernon Chris is on X. It's going to take a lot more.
I would be surprised.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot more than an X post to get that man to back off of what he thinks is right financially. That's a good thing. We need some principle there. I wonder, and again, I wrote about this today, and I couch it in an old metaphor of mine from my first job. Always told me, take what I'm about to tell you, add $10 to it now, and go down to that fancy coffee shop, and you'll get a cup of coffee. So you get where I'm going with that. Mm-hmm. I wonder to what degree this hope revision, and I think it's good to look at it. I think it raises good points. I think even Larry Pack talked yesterday. He just doesn't like the timing of it. But yes, it's fair to look at these points. I think that's leverage. Because if you're going to get the House budget through the Senate, there's a reason the Senate wasn't more fiscally prudent. They wouldn't have got the votes for it. You're going to need something to get some people in the Senate to go along with not having a 10% tax cut, with putting the big items in general revenue, not banking on surplus. Maybe this is that. Now, I don't know that. No one's told me that's the plan. I'm just trying to read what I see here. And if you've got some leverage that says, all right, well, we'll leave hope alone, but go with our budget. I don't know, Dave.
No, I think you're onto something. I was thinking the same thing driving home yesterday. Coming home from Charleston, okay, how does this play out? You've got a budget over here with a 10% income tax reduction that the Senate's going to approve today. That should get through the Senate today. You have a budget over here on the other side of the Capitol with no income tax reduction. All right, so logic would tell you we're going to meet somewhere near the middle, but what do you use as the leverage to get there? Well, I am in the same ballpark with you. Here's your piece of legislation that may be some leverage to get to that middle point of what Mike Woelfel told us earlier this week, TJ. He thought it was going to be 5%. Mm-hmm. He thought we'd end up at the 5% number somewhere. So maybe we will. I think you're on point.
Maybe we will. When I look at the math and look, look, man, I'm not rich. I do okay. I'd like to get a tax cut. I'd probably benefit more than most from a tax cut. I'm also tired of dodging a pothole, again, the size of a VW Bug that I can't get my car around every day on Tays Valley Road. I care about what happens to special education children, and are we funded well enough? I just don't know that it's enough for me to matter because, again, 10%, that's the other thing. We talk about 5%, we talk about 10%. We're really talking about a percentage of a rate, a percentage of a percentage, right? I mean, it's like tiny.
Well,
And I don't want to tell somebody that doesn't matter. Go ahead. I think you were going to make that point.
No, well, finish your thought there real quick because
Okay.
I think I was going to go in a little bit different direction. But go on.
Yeah. But what I'm getting at is, and I'm not saying that money's not important
Sure.
and it doesn't mean something to somebody, but I think there's enough folks out there who may see it the other way that politically you can stand up to saying, here's why we're not doing a tax cut. We had these trigger mechanisms in place that revolved around cost control and economic prosperity. More tax cuts would come automatically if West Virginia was doing better. I think those that want to bank against this tax cut, that's how they're going to defend it politically against the governor and others, to say, hey, we had a mechanism. Aren't you the one that's supposed to be growing the state, Mr. Governor? Aren't you the one that's supposed to be out banking, getting deals? That ain't happening.
Dang, I should have talked because that's almost exactly what I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
It goes back, well, it goes back to what I started with, the hyperbole of this situation, that we have a mechanism in place to phase out the income tax. So if you're not in support of this 10%, it's not as though you're not for the income tax being phased out. The mechanism is there. We grow the economy, we can phase this out in a very responsible way rather than possibly tanking the whole thing by doing too much too quickly. All right, that's our thoughts. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255.
Can I throw one thing in the mix?
Sure.
Another bit of breaking news. I was texting with Brad because I was trying to listen to that finance committee meeting in the House where the actual HOPE revision bill was up on markup.
Yep.
May have to change their strategy, Dave. Brad said it was laid over.
Ooh.
Can't use it as leverage if it's laid over in a committee.
Well, it's only day, 37, 38?
Something like that.
We've got time. Dale Lee is going to join us. He is co-president of Education West Virginia. The House yesterday unanimously passed a 3% pay raise for teachers, school service personnel, and state troopers. We'll talk about that and the Hope Scholarship changes when we return. Your thoughts as well. 800-765-TALK and 304-TALK-304. That's the text line. That's the phone line. This is Talkline. We're back in a moment.
President Trump says America can't win with a weak electric grid. In West Virginia, that means outages and missed opportunities for jobs and growth. That's why more than 6,000 West Virginians signed a petition calling for modern transmission lines that keep power reliable and strengthen President Trump's America First economy. It's time for action. Learn more at powerwvnow.org. Paid for by West Virginians for reliable and affordable energy.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence, and the great outdoors is coming inside. Join me at the 24th Annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show presented by Can-Am, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. More than 100,000 square feet of fishing gear and hunting supplies, outfitters and charter boats, ATVs, campers and tractors, guns, knives, and much more, all under one roof. An outdoorsman's paradise. The West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th in Morgantown. A WVRC media event.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Across West Virginia, hospitals are always here, healing, helping, and standing strong for our communities. Hospitals save lives and build livelihoods. They're among our largest employers, with a passionate workforce of 54,000 West Virginians. Hospitals are economic drivers, contributing close to $17 billion to our state's economy and working to ensure access to care for all. From life-saving moments to wellness support, West Virginia hospitals keep our state healthy, our families strong, and our future bright.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop Thorod.
Metro News Midday gives you the news of the day as it's happening.
Well, yeah, I was going to say we'd get something more important, but probably not.
Honestly, no. We're just doing whatever. We're
probably
spitballing
not.
that.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for Midday on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Brad McElhinny will join us coming up about 10:45 this morning with the latest from what's happening under the Capitol Dome. Stirewalt will join us a little bit later on as well. Joining us on MetroNews Talkline this morning is the co-president of Education West Virginia, that is the union representing teachers across the great state, Dale Lee. The real Dale Lee joins us this morning. Good morning, Dale.
Good morning. I'm still waiting on my NIL money.
We're working on that. We've got the parties talking to each other. We appreciate it. Dale, you were in the House Finance Committee meeting this morning, so let's start with the Hope Scholarship. That bill was laid over. No action was taken on it this morning, but what are your thoughts on the bill that was proposed and originated in committee that would put some guardrails on the Hope Scholarship program?
I absolutely support the guardrails on the Hope Scholarship. I recognize parents' rights and appreciate their right to educate their children the way they choose, whether it be private school, homeschool, parochial school, micro schools, whatever. But I believe that West Virginia taxpayers' dollars for schools should be schools in West Virginia. When we're giving $100,000 to Steubenville City Schools in Steubenville, Ohio, they're public school. When we're giving money to cheerleading school, and we're giving $50,000 to a specific jiu-jitsu school and different things like that, I don't believe that was ever the intention of what the Hope Scholarship was for. And all this bill does is, number one, it puts a cap on the amount that it's going out. And if we don't do that, it's going to spiral out of control. And secondly, it requires the money be spent in West Virginia for schools in West Virginia. I mean, if there's other vendors and things outside of the state you could spend the money for. And most importantly, that it goes to instructional types of situations, that we would really limit the horseback riding lessons. There's a place for a putt-putt course that we spent money on in Raleigh County and different things like that. It's going to limit that.
Do you believe it goes far enough, Dale? Would you like to see it go even further? Would you like to see a lower cap on the tuition dollars?
Well, I think this is a good start, and I think this is we will see how this goes. It's a very controversial issue, but when I compare it to the Promise Scholarship, and the Promise Scholarship is for West Virginia students, taxpayers' dollars for West Virginia students to remain in West Virginia. We're certainly not going to pay for a kid to go to Ohio State or anywhere else, and that's the same thing with these West Virginia tax dollars for the Hope Scholarship. If you're going to a school, it should be a school, public, private, whatever, in West Virginia.
Dale Lee is joining us, co-president of Education West Virginia. The House passed a 3% pay raise for teachers, school service personnel, and state troopers yesterday. Dale, I would imagine you're pleased with that, but I would also imagine there is a but coming.
Well, I mean, there's 22 days left of the session. There's still a lot of things that can change, and looking at ways to increase this pay raise is one of those things. I am appreciative that there's a bill moving, and it's out of one of the houses now to get it moving. But I do believe that if you look at the two budgets, there are some and they don't really coincide, but there are some things that we can do that could possibly look at increasing that amount. And, we will actively work for that.
Dale, a narrative that has been suggested to me about HOPE is that it doesn't adequately serve special education students. The options aren't there for them under HOPE, and therefore that leaves the public school system, I guess, it makes it harder for them because they have a higher amount of special education students because other students leave. Is that a characterization that you would agree with, that you think is fair?
I would agree with that. For one thing, if you look at our public schools and our public charter schools, about 98% of our special needs students are in our public schools, not the public charter schools. And this bill that in the House originating finance bill would require that parents who are with students with an IEP, which is a special needs student, would have to take the summative assessments like the regular ed schools do. Now, I would want to know, if I were a parent, I would want to know that my child is progressing. It's not the standardized test, so to speak, that that they fear, but it's a summative assessment showing the progress that he's making. I don't think that's unreasonable.
Dale, how can we address, we've talked about this several times, the growing cost of educating special needs children versus the money that's coming in for it. Counties are underwater in this area. Where can we begin to address that?
Well, we're addressing it in several bills in school aid formula that will put weighting on special needs students. One of the bills that's moving is to put the 3 levels in special ed like we have in our state code, and it would give additional funding based on those levels, which is very much needed.
Dale Lee, Education West Virginia co-president. Dale, we appreciate the update. We'll see where the pay raise bill goes. We'll see what happens with this HOPE scholarship bill as well. Dale, thank you for the time, and we'll work on that NIL deal for you, buddy.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
The real Dale Lee. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. That's the phone number. Text line is 304-TALK-304. All right, we'll give you an opportunity to weigh in on all of this while we can still have a dialogue. The next segment is all yours. 800-765-TALK and 304-TALK-304. Your thoughts on guardrails or restrictions, however you view them, with the HOPE Scholarship, the budget, anything else. We can have a discussion. Brad McElhinny will join us at around 10:45 with the latest from the Capitol. Dave in Morgantown. TJ is in Charleston. Jake handling the video and Sophia handling the audio this morning. Gang's all here heading into a spring-like Friday and Saturday. This is Talkline on Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia. It's 10:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening across the great state of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. 5 suspicious deaths in West Virginia in a matter of hours. 3 people were found dead in a home in Summersville Thursday. Metro News has learned it was a double murder-suicide. Police say Douglas Morrow shot and killed his wife, Dawn Morrow, his mother-in-law, Nancy Linweddle, and then shot and killed himself. And in a separate case, 2 men died of gunshot wounds early this morning in Huntington. No arrests have been made there. Investigations are underway. Quickly pulled from the agenda today, the bill that would make changes to the HOPE Scholarship Program. The House Finance Committee was set to take that bill up this morning. The committee room jam-packed with HOPE supporters, hoping that the members of the House of Delegates Finance Committee would not make changes, but the bill was abruptly pulled. Those in the room promised to be back.
We want to cut and destroy that. We'll be back, and we'll come with more families. This is important for our kids. It's important for our state is important for our future.
That parent there saying they would be back and they would bring more families. Jefferson County Senator Patricia Ruckers says the bill would do more harm than good because it won't give the families the education flexibility they want and deserve.
We're going to limit where they're going to spend their dollars. We need to understand that we're talking about really hurting families, something that actually will cost them more money and be much more difficult for them.
Again, that bill pulled from the agenda this morning in the House Finance Committee. You're listening to Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, I'm Eli Henthorne, project surveyor at CEC. Starting my career at CEC was the best decision I ever made. I wanted to explore new areas in land surveying, and CEC offered just that. I've grown so much serving diverse markets and rapidly advancing my career, and it's more than just work. CEC is like family, supporting me every step of the way. CEC is where your career takes flight. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Now showing on Metro News Television, your friends at Hope Gas and Greer Industries present State of Minds. Hoppy Kercheval talks with former WVU quarterback and Super Bowl champion Jeff Hostetler.
I mean, it was just a phenomenal time, my first game, and to be accepted as a Mountaineer.
State of Minds now showing on Metro News TV, presented by Hope Gas and Greer Industries, only on the Metro News Television app.
The state Senate floor session is set to begin next hour at the state capitol, and up for final passage today in the Senate is the Senate's version of the state budget, and that includes a 10% cut in the state income tax. Water's running high in some parts of the state this morning after last night's heavy rains. There was some minor flooding reported. The threat of heavy rain has moved to the east. Colder weather returns to the Mountain State by the end of the weekend. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
Text line is wide open, 304-TALK, 304. Phones are open at 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. We shared our thoughts on the Hope Scholarship bill. Again, that was pulled from the committee agenda today. We'll see what happens to it next week. And whether you're for it or against it, I go back to the math and my unofficial, unpaid financial advisor. The math doesn't math when you look at all of the obligations. And maybe Larry Pack had the best point of all yesterday, TJ, when we spoke to him. Maybe the timing isn't right to look at the guardrails, because we'll have a really good idea next year about actual numbers, actual participation rates after this is opened up to everybody this year. And that's the big concern, right? So maybe now's not the right time. Maybe Larry Pack was right in that instance. But I can tell you the hyperbole and the overreactions and the half-truths that are being lobbied out there right now aren't going to help this conversation along, for it or against it or indifferent.
Yeah, it is kind of amazing, to your point, how a responsible conversation, and I think it would be irresponsible not to talk about the financial ramifications of this and whether or not the state can afford it. Should we figure out how to make it more palatable to the budget? That'd be irresponsible. But it's amazing how just that can become, from all of these constituency groups, to your point. I mean, the memes, the show. I mean, and look, people packed the House committee room this morning. You probably saw some of the same, and I'm not saying they shouldn't. You probably saw some of the same pictures I did. But a lot of this, to your point, gets so overblown, and then it becomes impossible to have a reasonable conversation. I would say this to those who are not willing to take a look at the cap, or even inflation adjusting the cap, or having some kinds of guardrails limiting to tuition, technology, etc. Do you want it to go broke? Do you want it to get to the point where we can't do anything? Or would you rather be responsible and get some funding, have some opportunity that the state can live within? And then back to the whole trigger concept. As the economy of West Virginia improves, perhaps we could look at doing more.
And I think I keep going back to the comparison to the Promise Scholarship. It took a couple of years to find the sweet spot for the Promise. When it first rolled out, it was all tuition, anybody that could keep a B average. Yeah, okay. The cap was put on that, and I think even some of the standards were raised just a little bit there as well. But it took a few years to get to the sweet spot, and I think the same thing with Hope Scholarship. All right, let's get to your thoughts. 304-TALK-304. Phones are open at 800-765-TALK. Texter says, hello, Dave and TJ. My name is Steven, and I'm living in Brewston Mills. I'm texting into the show about the proposed changes to Hope Scholarship. My oldest son has dyslexia and was not getting the support he needed locally. So we used Hope Scholarship to enroll him at Bishop Walsh School in Maryland, where he receives daily specialized instruction through a structured dyslexia program. The progress he's made has been significant. For families near state borders, out-of-state schools are often the closest or only option with appropriate services. Eliminating this flexibility would seriously disrupt children who are already thriving. If lawmakers decide to move forward with this change, I strongly urge them to include a grandfather provision so students already enrolled can remain in their schools. Pulling kids out midstream would cause unnecessary harm and undo hard-earned progress. Thank you all for your time. I think that's a fair point. I think it's a very fair point when you look at, what do we have, 33 border counties?
Mm-hmm.
And Brewston Mills is very close to Maryland. It makes a lot of sense, I'm sure, for that family. So it's easy to say, but something that needs to be looked at if that is going to be a provision in this bill or others.
I sat in on a presser that Patty Rucker gave yesterday, and she made the point, we spend a lot of state money across borders because there are things we don't do here. We order things from different companies because that's who has the best price, or maybe we don't have a company in West Virginia that makes the product that we need. In this instance, in a well-articulated argument, why would we penalize a child who has found something that works for him and is bettering this child, him or her, son, okay. Why would we penalize them for that when this is the best result for the child? So it goes back to this one-size-fits-all.
Well, that's the unfortunate thing. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing with the government.
Yeah.
And, that's a Hope Scholarship success story based on what the texter explained there and his son. That's exactly what you want that program to do. All right, let's get some more text. 304-TALK-304. We'll get to the Trump stuff in a little bit, I promise. Dave, and I'll get to that one later, too. Until you clean out the garage-filled ditches, fix infrastructure, and have fiber optics everywhere, you can forget about economic growth. It's a real shame. West Virginia could be a very beautiful place. I left to serve my country, came back 30 years, bought a farm, and nothing has changed. It's all talk, no action. Typical West Virginia politics. I wonder what's causing the increase in special needs cost. Is there more special needs kids in school today versus 20 years ago? If so, what's causing the increase? Asks the texter. You've looked at I don't know if you've looked at those numbers specifically, but thoughts?
There are 3 tiers, and the federal government, that's important to understand here. The state of West Virginia is not setting the criteria on what qualifies for special needs, special education, etc. That's the federal government. There are 3 tiers. Tier 3 is the most severe. So think of that as a severe physical disability that may require a one-on-one teacher or a one-on-one aide. Tier 1 would include what I would say are more understood or more typical learning disabilities. Not trying to say that they're not important, but things like dyslexia, ADHD, I've seen in Tier 1, those sorts of issues. There's a couple schools of thought depending on who you talk to, and I'm no expert. One of those is that, yes, we have better diagnostics today. We have better diagnostics that we didn't have 20 years ago so that you can more readily identify someone who suffers from autism or dyslexia or some of these issues. And I think that's a fair point. The other narrative that is sometimes suggested is that COVID put us into a position where more and more children have fallen behind. People did the best they could. But I got to tell you, a kid like me, Dave, I couldn't learn on an iPad. I got to be in a classroom. I can't pay attention. I have the attention span of a gnat. That would not have worked for me. Some kids may have gotten behind. And one of the narratives at the Capitol when you talk about this issue is, well, have we funneled some of these children into a Tier 1 when really they just need some remediation because they got behind when it came to COVID? I think that is a fair question. And it goes back again to what Rucker mentioned yesterday. I heard in her presser, Paul Hardesty just flat out said it on Monday on this show. We all need to come together and sit down and talk about these things and have a roundtable and figure out what makes sense and what doesn't. And that's all parties.
Yeah, but that doesn't make good social media content.
Well, no, it doesn't. But it'll sure change the life of a child, won't it? And shouldn't we be more concerned about that than the politics at some point?
Well,
and
not based on the last 36 hours.
If wishing made it so, right?
Yeah. 304 Talk 304. How much is the Hope Scholarship currently, the max? Currently, it is calculated based on a percentage. It's a percentage based on the student, I don't want to call it a payout, the school aid formula, how much per student spending on the school aid formula. So this year, it's about $5,400. In the bill that originated in the House Finance Committee, that'd be capped at a hard $5,200. Of course, the legislature could revisit that year after year, according to that bill. 304 Talk 304. Hey, guys, there are a lot of taxpayers not using public education for their kids. They have the right to the same number of dollars that everyone else in our state. How much money per year is spent on public school students? If you compare that to most private Christian homeschooled situations, it's going to be a lot more. The most literate and best educated cultures in our world have zero public schools. They're all private, and they compete for students. Well, that's what makes us better, isn't it? It should. We put an emphasis on it that we included it in the state constitution, that every child is guaranteed a free and thorough and efficient, right? Efficient's in there too, education. We felt it was that important, our state's founding fathers did, to put it into the Constitution. So I think that puts us a bit above the other countries that don't do it from a public standpoint. Just my humble opinion.
Well, and I think that the total expense question, it's somewhere between 14 and 15K. I'll have to get the exact numbers, but the bulk of that, Dave, 10 plus, is federal funding. Mm-hmm. Federal funding that goes to the districts that my understanding is stays there. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. Stays there whether or not a child leaves. And then the public portion, the state portion of that 54, according to the state aid formula, is what the child could follow. Now, the cap, $5,200, and then the criticism is, well, what about inflation? But the more I talk to people that are using that solely for tuition, and I've had a couple of conversations since yesterday, they can live with that because they don't want the means testing, and they're willing to live with the $5,200 cap. So at what point does this become, if your private parochial school, you're using Hope to pay those tuition dollars, at what point are you happy versus where some of the homeschoolers may still have concerns in how they use the money? I think that's the next evolution potentially.
And I think that is where a lot of the angst is actually coming from, because you enjoy the educational freedom to decide how to best educate your children, how they might thrive. So your physical education, instead of going to gym class and playing dodgeball, your physical education class may be the jiu-jitsu class that somebody's referenced as paying for. That makes sense to me. Maybe it is equestrian. Maybe your child is enrolled in a charter school that specializes in one of the arts, one of the art schools. There's some near Pittsburgh that specialize in the arts, music, whatever the case may be. That's the educational freedom you enjoy. Now, how much of that should be supported by taxpayers? That's where you get into this question. How much of that should be supported by taxpayers? And that's the same question. This is the same question we were talking about, 4 years ago? 5 years ago when this came up in the first time around in 2021. We're still having the same questions.
And pro-school choice advocates will tell you it's about the child. And I believe they're sincere in that. It's about the child. And it's this idea that comes into all elements of our society, I think. Do I have to set myself on fire for the greater good? I'm butchering that cliche, but you get it to the point. Can I be about my child and do what is best for my child, and not necessarily do what is best for my child, but also ensure that I'm looking out for the entire public education system? That's the rub here. It's about individualized ideals and doing what is best for your child and using that money versus, okay, do I have to somehow forego what I think is best for my child in order to support the betterment of the public school system? How many times do we hear that argument in a lot of different things that we talk about in this country? What's best for the individual? What's best for the public as a whole? It's a narrative that is spread beyond almost everything that we talk about. So it's really nothing new, I think. It's just nuanced, perhaps, in this hope versus public school debate. And again, I'm in the camp we can do both.
Brad McElhinny will join us next. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
Hospitals drive West Virginia's economy. They produce jobs and create opportunities while keeping our communities healthy. Employing nearly 54,000 people, West Virginia hospitals rank among our state's largest and most dependable employers. They provide more than $1 billion in community benefits and generate nearly $17 billion in total economic impact each year. Hospitals are investing where it counts, advancing health, ensuring access to care, and powering West Virginia's economic future.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at WVHA.org.
The weekend's almost here, and are you looking for the perfect way to enjoy the water? Lou Wendell Marine Sales has you covered with Avalon pontoon boats. These luxurious high-performance pontoons offer smooth rides, spacious seating, and top-tier durability. Built with precision and style, Avalon pontoons deliver comfort and reliability season after season. Visit Lou Wendell Marine Sales today and experience the Avalon difference. Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan, we are here for you.
Worried about paying for college? MetroNews is proud to present the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to WVMetroNews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence. Make plans to join me at the Mountain States premier fishing, hunting, and outdoor sports show presented by Can-Am, Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Over 200 vendor booths and 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, all under one roof. Great prizes, seminars, and kids fish for free in the Academy Sports Trout Pond. It's the 24th Annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Doors open both days at 9 a.m.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement, and we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Let's get to Brad McElhinny. He is at the state capitol. Brad, brought to you by AARP, your ally for real possibilities in the Mountain State. Connect on social media at AARP West Virginia. Learn more at aarp.org/WV. Brad, good morning. What happened or did not happen this morning?
Hi, both. So sometimes what didn't happen is what happened. So, this Hope Scholarship bill that we've been talking about that will make a variety of reforms to the program, families who use the Hope Scholarship largely don't want to see that. So many of them, as a demonstration of their misgivings, first gathered in the hallway outside the House Finance room and then packed into the room, which has narrow confines anyway. That bill was on the agenda this morning. However, the meeting adjourned without any action, and those families were upset. Many of them talked about coming a long way, wanting to be heard, thought that it was hijinks. They declared hijinks. Some of us reporters, myself and friends of the program, Stephen Allen Adams, Amelia Nicely, as well as Charlie Roth of WSAZ, went into the chairman's office after that to ask Chairman Vernon Criss and Chairman Clay Riley what happened. And they explained to us that it was not a matter of hijinks or yanking the bill unfairly, but they're still working on it. They're letting the legislative process play out and are, they've heard some concerns about the bill already, including from their fellow delegates, and they're refining it before moving it forward. I've been around long enough to see that sometimes the agenda that is posted, there can be some changes. Bills can be pulled for a variety of reasons, pulled into maintenance. So it didn't necessarily surprise me that occurred today, because it's not uncommon. But these families did say, I came 3 hours, I got a hotel, I'm here with my kids. That they are now going to the House floor session to again be heard. I guess they will not be heard, but they're going to be up in the gallery to be seen.
Any commitment on when the bill may actually run?
I'm pressing for Tuesday, with whatever influence I have, so that Talkline will be live on site. But, it's not clear to me at this point when it may run. Watch your agendas. But I think, now next week is a safe bet.
Happening later this morning, in fact, maybe here in just a few minutes, the Senate will gavel in for a floor session. The Senate expected to pass its budget today, Brad?
Yeah, I have heard that they definitely are. And again, this won't be the final product, but it's, symbolic of what the Senate wants to do. It's their priorities. It is, again, much earlier than I have seen it in prior sessions. But, I think that, again, is because there is conflict on other issues, including this Hope Scholarship bill, which is a financial matter. So it's getting these rolling early to potentially make some changes and potentially, brace for conflict with the governor.
Very quickly, Governor weighed in yesterday on X, his thoughts about the House budget. Any rumblings from downstairs today? You hearing anything official?
Oh, I am not hearing anything official, but I think it's, the talk of the building, and that post that you described from the governor of West Virginia, who is the first governor I can remember with his own control of his own social media, called out by name the House Finance Chairman, Vernon Criss. And, I don't have a dog in the hunt on the policy, but I just wondered if the politics are good to call out the House Finance Chairman, who has significant control over the financial priorities of the state.
MetroNews statewide correspondent Brad McElhinny. His report brought to you by AARP, your ally for real possibilities in the Mountain State. Connect on social media at AARP West Virginia. Learn more at aarp.org/WV. Brad, have a great weekend, buddy.
We'll brace for next week. Thanks. Oh, the Senate's going in tomorrow.
Oh,
some weekend.
Saturday session. All right. Appreciate it, Brad. We'll wrap up the first hour after this.
The West Virginia Hospital Association has been the collective voice of our state's hospitals. With a shared vision of strengthening communities, improving lives, and supporting our state's economic well-being, our member hospitals work every day to provide high-quality, accessible care. This year, we celebrate 100 years of a unified voice and our ongoing commitment to supporting our members in achieving a strong, healthy West Virginia.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at WVHA.org.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
5, 3, 1.
All the sports West Virginia is talking about.
Nikki Izzo-Brown, coach of the nationally ranked WVU women's soccer team.
I think they're just having a very good understanding of each other.
Join Kyle Wiggs, Brett Howe, and Coach Hunter weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
President Trump is right. America's electric grid needs to be fixed now.
When you have a grid system in this country that's obsolete and a disaster, it can't produce the electricity, it can't distribute the electricity.
For West Virginia, obsolete means power outages and lost opportunities. That's why more than 6,000 West Virginians signed a petition urging state leaders to support President Trump's call to fix our grid. Learn more at powerwvnow.org. Paid for by West Virginians for reliable and affordable energy.
It's high school basketball season, and Metro News Television has you covered. Rivalries, buzzer beaters, classic hardwood competition. Watch live and on demand from gyms across the Mountain State. Stream Metro News Television on your iPhone, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select smart TVs. Or visit MetroNewsTV.com for more information. High school basketball lives here on Metro News Television.
Virginia.
Jackpots are growing in West Virginia. Jackpots on the rise every week. Powerball hits Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Mega Millions lights up Tuesdays and Fridays. That's 5 chances a week to get in on life-changing jackpots. Play in store and online. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. The Powerball jackpot is $190 million. Mega Millions jackpot is $416 million. So go ahead, play today. Coming up, second hour, we'll talk to Chris Stirewalt. More of your thoughts as well at 304-TALK, 304 and 800-765-TALK. Plus, Steam release at 11:33. This is Talkline on Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia. Hoppy Kercheval, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30. Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, where we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And so, and Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this. I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it, because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school. You did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet. And it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh, yeah, he did find something out. Something, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian.
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably. Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble. Excuse me. When it goes to court here, is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument, because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice. Very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
10 seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be, work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Second hour of MetroNews Talkline here on a Friday. We're back in the Encova Insurance Studios today. We'll head to the Capitol next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the finish line's in sight. We got 3 weeks left of the legislative session. Steam release, bottom of the hour, 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. That's the phone number. 304-TALK, 304 is the text line. The two ways you can release your steam. Bottom of the hour. Sophia's on the audio side. Jake is running the video this morning. And TJ Meadows is in Charleston. Of course, I'm in Morgantown. Morning, TJ.
Hey, good morning. Continues to go up, man. S&P up, Dow up 110, NASDAQ up 244. Market likes it. Market likes the fact that Congress should be the one that decides whether or not we'll do tariffs in this country. Also likes free market trade. So there you have it.
Amazing. U.S. Supreme Court, if you're just tuning in, U.S. Supreme Court ruling this morning that the president cannot just impose tariffs using the emergency powers. Chris Stirewalt is politics editor for The Hill and News Nation, host of The Hill Sunday on News Nation, and he's a senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute, best-selling author as well. He joins us as he usually does. Good morning, Chris. Supreme Court making some news this morning.
Yeah, this is a big deal. This is a 6-3 decision. So you have two conservatives, Amy Coney Barrett and Neil Gorsuch, joining the swing vote, Chief Justice John Roberts and the Democrat appointees on the Supreme Court, to not just say that they did not try to find a roadmap to narrow this, but they issued a decision that said no. And they said no to both arguments from the administration, and they said no. And the administration was arguing that 1977 law, I think, that was passed to do things like impose sanctions on rogue nations and give the president those authorities. Donald Trump did something none of his predecessors have done since then and used it as tariffs. And tariffs are taxes. And only Congress can impose taxes. And the president said, it's a crisis. The trade imbalance is a crisis, so we have to impose tariffs. And the Supreme Court said, you can't impose taxes without Congress. And that's not what this legislation meant. Now what we wait to see is, and I think the conventional wisdom in Washington says, that the administration is going to come right back and say, okay, we can't impose the taxes under that law. Here are 5 new ways that we think that we can impose those taxes. And then those will have to be litigated. There will be lawsuits. They will go back and forth. And so the market response now, and the relief that a lot of Republicans feel right now, may or may not be short-lived. This could be great news for Republicans in midterms because this will help the economy, and it will take away, it could take away one of the least popular policy attributes of this administration. And I think one of the reasons that Republicans in Congress only of late were willing to fight the president on tariffs in any significant number was that they believed that the Supreme Court would take this off their hands. I don't think that the administration is going to say, okay, you got us, moving on, and take the win. I think that they will come back and fight and relitigate, and markets will respond, and it will be a Mobius strip of litigation such as this administration frequently finds itself in.
Any chance Congress will summon up some courage and see this as the message that it also probably is to that branch from the judicial branch, and actually legislate, do what they're supposed to do, use this to reclaim some power?
Well, if there's one theme that runs through the Roberts Court, and this was made very plain in their Obamacare decision, which was, hey, Congress, if you don't like it, the courts are not your remedy. Legislation is your remedy. Legislation is your remedy. You don't like Obamacare? We're not going to get rid of it for you. You are going to have to pass different legislation. That was a long time ago. And Congress is still never dealt with the question of Obamacare. And it's crushing Republicans right now, right? They're getting crushed. And the Supreme Court told them what to do. They never found a way to do it, even when they had control of both houses in the presidency, as they do now. They never found a way to do it. Will this be the hot spur in the side of Congress that finally gets the Article 1 branch to say, yeah, we got to do our jobs? I don't know, but I think we do know that the single biggest challenge facing the Republic as we know it right now in the small R Republican system of government is that we don't have a Congress. Congress will not do its job. Congress only opposes the power of the executive branch when it is in control of the other party. This is an unacceptable, untenable, ultimately destructive path that leads you to tyranny, right? That's how you get to tyranny, is that you have a Congress that can't assert its own Article 1 powers. Is this the thing that gets them to do it? Nothing else has gotten them to do it. Is this it? I don't know.
Well, we're talking to Chris Stirewalt. Some guy wrote a column this week about the fact that lawmakers, do they want to take the policy win? Or are they more interested in having issues to campaign on? And that guy used, I think, immigration and the SAVE Act as a couple of examples. And Chris, and we're seeing a little bit of this here at the state level as well. They like having the campaign issues rather than taking the modest policy wins.
You're probably not old enough to remember, but in the 1980s, we had a thing, we called it the Cola Wars. And Coke and Pepsi fought over who was the dominant cola. Now, I mean, I assume like inmates, sociopaths, deeply broken, damaged people prefer Pepsi. I don't know. I don't know who's out there drinking Pepsi. Yeah, I don't know who's out there drinking Pepsi, but I am reliably told that some people do drink Pepsi. So in the 1980s, it was Coke v. Pepsi. It's the Cola Wars. Who will be the dominant cola? That was a duopoly in the cola market. Buzz Cola, RC Cola, whatever, were not real market players. Coke and Pepsi were the dominant market players. So who won the Cola Wars? They both won the Cola Wars because the purpose of the Cola Wars was that they would be fought and that the people would think and talk about their cola preferences, and they would take a side, and then they would dig in on that side, and they would do that. We have a duopoly in American politics between these two parties, and the fight is the point very often, right? And they would rather have the fight, a losing fight. How about this? There's another decision that's coming from the Supreme Court about whether trans females can participate in female sports. This is one where looks like you'd guess that the left is going to lose. That's probably going to be a loss for them. That's the conventional wisdom anyway. That's actually great for Democrats. Why is that great for Democrats? Because they can say what Republicans used to be able to say about abortion when Roe v. Wade was still in place. Well, we'd love to help you out, activists. We'd love to be there with you. But what are we going to do about those rascals at the Supreme Court? Gavin Newsom, whether he understands this or not, would be way better off running for president to be able to say, it's been asked and answered. Those rotten curs on the Supreme Court, that Federalist Society Supreme Court of ours, won't let us have these good things, so moving on. And losing the issue can be very beneficial in terms of winning the politics. And I think you expect politics to come before policy most of the time, but not all the time, not every time. And there's a soul sickness in America that requires in our politics, not only that you win, but that the other side loses. So if you take the issue of voter ID and restrictions on ICE, those things are popular, right? Voter ID is popular. Requiring people to show identification to vote is already the law in most states. It's popular with Democrats, Republicans, Black Americans, white Americans. It's popular. That's one that the Democrats should be able to say, okay, we'll let something go on that. And also popular is forbidding ICE agents to conceal their identity with masks when they're performing their duties in public most of the time, and having them wear body cameras. This would be a place where in a coherent system, you'd say, I'll give you a win, you give me a win, we'll both walk away and say it's a good deal. But they won't do it because they'd rather complain about what's wrong with the other people and say, if you give us absolute power, if you give us both houses of Congress and the White House, we will have everything that we want instead of a little bit of what we want and a little bit of what they want.
I would never attempt to leverage the relationship that you have with this show, the generosity you show in coming on every Friday, but I couldn't sleep with my fiscal self at night if I didn't somehow try to perhaps coerce your editorial agenda. The money that we collected from tariffs, which I would assume was collected illegally since this has been overturned, can we use it to pay down the budget? Can we use it to pay down the budget?
No, they have to refund it.
But can't we just use it to pay down the budget?
It has to go back. It's not their money. So they will have to return the money to the people who paid the tariffs, the Americans, the importers, whoever paid the money has to go back. And it would be great if that money, here's another great, Congress could say, right? Congress could pass a law that said, actually, this money is not going back to the taxpayers. This money is going to pay down the debt. They could do it. Do you think they will? I don't think they will.
I volunteer my pennies to pay down the debt.
Look, all of what I talked about with the Cold War, duopoly mentality, and all of that stuff is happening as we are on ice skates racing by the mouth of a giant open canyon. We're ice skating on the edge of the Grand Canyon in our fiscal health. And nobody wants to do their job on that, right? And one of the reasons Congress is so terrible is that when you think about, okay, what are the big structural problems that face the country right now? The debt, what to do about government-funded health insurance, what about these big questions? It becomes overwhelming and it looks impossible. So what's the easier thing to do? Post a thirsty tweet, score some political points, survive in advance, and wait for the next 11:59 p.m. vote or die kind of bill to come across your desk and just try to live. I get why all these people quit Congress, right? I get why people don't want to be in Congress. What crazy person would say, I want to go someplace where I will be detested by most of the country, like a 15% approval rating, where I will be held in low esteem. It will be impossible for me to do my job. And it is essential that I be miserable while I do it so that I can demonstrate to my voters at home how much I hate the job that I have. Congress is the only job I am aware of that you get and keep by saying how much you hate it.
Means to an end to get on K Street. It all ends well.
Oh, I wish it was about the money. I wish that the problem of Washington was that people were trying to get rich. That would be rational and directional. Okay. I think they want to be famous. I think they want people to look at them in their lapel pins. And I think they want to feel important. If it were just greed, that can be directed and channeled, but I think it's even grosser than that.
Well, one guy that's already famous, Chris Stirewalt, politics editor for The Hill and News Nation, host of The Hill Sunday on News Nation, senior fellow at American Enterprise Institute, and best-selling author. Always appreciate it, Chris. Thank you so much, bud.
Happy Friday, homies.
Happy Friday. Your thoughts next while we can still respond at 304-TALK, 304-800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. The WV Medicine Transplant Alliance exists because of the one extraordinary act, the gift of an organ. Each heart and kidney transplant represents a donor's legacy, a gift powerful enough to turn imminent loss into renewed life. Our dedicated transplant team honors that gift with expert, compassionate care before, during, and long after transplant. Learn more about organ donation and the life it creates at registerme.org/WVU Medicine. We're back in a moment.
Principal Greg Dosh of MTech.
Thanks to funding in part from West Virginia lottery proceeds, we're expanding MTech with a new STEM edition.
Across West Virginia, opportunities like these are made possible when you play, helping to ensure more students can discover their future right here at home. For 40 years, proceeds from the West Virginia Lottery for education have totaled $4.1 billion. West Virginia Lottery, 18 plus to play responsibly.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Winter in West Virginia can bring snow, ice, and everything in between. But while the weather changes, your internet shouldn't. CityNet Gig Fiber is 100% West Virginia owned and built for reliability, delivering fast, symmetrical speeds that outperform satellite and cable, especially in tough weather. And right now, new residential customers can get 50% off any internet plan for 1 full year, with plans starting as low as $25 a month and speeds up to 10 gig. Check availability at your address. Visit citynet.net today.
Located in the heart of West Virginia, Bridgeport is the place to play. Endless indoor and outdoor recreation opportunities, including the Bridgeport Complex, coupled with a dynamic food scene, make Bridgeport the perfect getaway destination for couples and families. Explore unique shopping and pick from a wealth of lodging options to find something perfect for your needs. Explore the heart of West Virginia in Bridgeport. Learn more about all there is to do at greater-bridgeport.com.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Steig Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. We believe retirement starts with a plan. Saving for college starts with a plan. Your legacy starts with a plan. Do you have the right plan? Call our team at 304-443-4240 or email steig-info@wealthenhancement.com.
Talk 304 is the text line, at 800-765-8255 is the phone number. It may not feel like it, but boating season is close. It won't be long before you want to get out on the lake, maybe the river, on a pontoon or a fishing boat, but now's the time to be thinking about it. Check out all the inventory at LouWendellMarineSales.com. Lou Wendell Marine Sales, we sell family fun. 304 Talk 304. Dave and TJ, you all are doles as to the Hope Scholarship versus the Promise Scholarship. There were so many warnings about the problems with Hope, including substantial harm to public schools and the massive amount of money it would consume. So much so that there was a lawsuit about it. All this was ignored, and worse, the Republican politicians and their well-funded lobbyists lied about the cost and said the program won't cause any harm to public school. But because you are right-wing freak buddies and won't hold them accountable, you will just excuse it as growing pains and work out the kinks. Also, Promise is earned and well-regulated, but Hope is available to any fly-by-night flim-flam scam artist. What stops one from removing their kids for homeschooling and then just using the Hope money on the family's horse stables, asks the texter. Well, a couple of things to address there. Number one, the last question is, the money is not just a blank. You just don't get a check for, what is it, $5,400, $5,200. There are approved vendors you have to go through. There's a very tedious system to purchase items and supplies. And also there is a Hope School or Hope Scholar board that can deny expenses. So you can't just homeschool your kids, take the money, and pocket it. There is a way it has to be spent. So there is some oversight there, and that's an argument that the Hope Scholarship supporters are making, that there are oversights and regulations available. Also, if you're going to try to present your argument, try to do so without trying to take pop shots at people because you don't have a very strong argument. Public schools would still be struggling whether Hope Scholarship existed today or not. We would still be talking about the elementary school in Genoa in Wayne County having to close because we are losing people. We are losing population. These problems would be here whether or not Hope Scholarship was here as well. Just my thought. Anything to add there, Meadows? You good?
No, I think you got it, buddy.
Okay.
I think you got it.
Wanted to check. 304 Talk 304. We homeschool. We did not use the Hope Scholarship. We were already homeschooling when Hope came out. Either way, I am for the guardrails. Hope children should not get any more than the government school child, and vice versa. It should be able to be used in a way that the government schools use it. Vernon Chris is going too far. I foresee this being his last term. Remember Mitch Carmichael, says the texter. That would be the opposite of Mitch Carmichael. Mitch got spanked by the teachers. Mm-hmm. This would be the opposite version of that.
I dare say, Vernon Chris, you reach a point in life where you have what I call no thank you money. I think he's got it, and he's going to vote his conscience and vote what he believes. He doesn't really care, and that's a good place to be in the game of politics because it allows you to vote the way you truly feel and show some leadership. So I don't think he's in trouble personally.
What did you call it? No thank you money?
I call it no thank you money.
I've heard another term for that.
Call it something else. I call it no thank you money.
Yeah, it's something you money that I've heard before. I got time for this one. Also, a mother of a dyslexic child here. Public schools do not diagnose or offer appropriate literacy instruction to dyslexic children. This is a known nationwide problem in public schools. Removing the online tutoring provision from Hope seems to be a change particularly designed to hurt kids with learning difficulties like my child's that Hope was intended to help most. The specialized instruction dyslexic children need is not available locally to most West Virginians and can only be accessed online. And I think this is why that bill got pulled, and they are working on it to try to refine it, because some of these things got brought to their attention after it was rolled out on, was that Wednesday? Wednesday it got rolled out.
Wednesday. And you know what? The process worked, and it should. Examples like that need to be addressed.
Steam release is coming up next. Your chance to vent heading into the weekend. This is Talkline on Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia. It's 11:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening all across the great state of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Chris Lawrence. Summersville Police Chief Brad Reed says the discovery of 3 bodies at a home in his city was a double murder-suicide. The bodies of Douglas and Dawn Morrow and Dawn's mother, Nancy Lindwedel, were discovered Thursday evening at a home in the Terra Estates subdivision in Summersville.
Preliminary investigation shows that Douglas Morrow shot both his wife and his mother-in-law in the front part of the house, and then he went to his bedroom and put the bullet to his head and shot himself there and committed suicide there.
Chief Reed said the bodies were found by the brother of one of the victims who also lives there but had no idea what had happened. He was at work at the time and what caused Douglas to be driven to the shootings. 2 men are dead, a third wounded in Huntington after an early morning shooting. Police were called to the 300 block of 14th Street about 2:30, where they found 2 men with gunshot wounds, one of them already dead, the other taken to a nearby hospital and also died. The third victim came to the hospital on his own. Police are looking for clues. The House has approved a measure born out of tragedy in southern West Virginia. Bailey's Law, as it's called, won approval in the House of Delegates unanimously Thursday. It stiffens the penalty for DUI causing death and is named for a Boone County resident, Bailey Bauer, killed by an impaired driver on Easter of last year. Delegate Josh Holstein sponsored the bill and said the trauma of the case has been spread throughout his community. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, I'm Eli Henthorn, project surveyor at CEC. Starting my career at CEC was the best decision I ever made. I wanted to explore new areas in land surveying, and CEC offered just that. I've grown so much serving diverse markets and rapidly advancing my career, and it's more than just work. CEC is like family, supporting me every step of the way. CEC is where your career takes flight. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com to apply. That's WVMetroNews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
In Marion County, a man convicted of a 2020 murder gets 40 years in prison. Davis Lewis received that sentence in Fairmont for the murder of Dylan Haar. Lewis was originally convicted in a 3-day trial. However, won his appeal for a new trial and was convicted a second time. Haar's family was allowed to address the court, telling the judge that their family got a sentence of life with mercy and saying Lewis's actions destroyed their family. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
Worried about paying for college? Well, Metro News is proud to present the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to WVMetroNews.com. Apply today. The deadline is May 3rd. Let's go.
I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!"
Yes, the legislature's in full swing. We spent 3 days in the Capitol. You heard from lawmakers and others, and I bet you're itching. Well, judging by some of the text, you are definitely itching. You don't want to carry that into the weekend. This is your opportunity to vent, get it all off your chest, and relax for the next couple of days. Steam release, 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. That's the phone number. You can text your Steam to 304-TALK-304. Just a couple of rules. One, we may not respond to your Steams. You may steam unfettered this morning. Two, please don't get us fired or sued. Those things kind of go hand in hand. You can steam about the hosts. You can steam about previous hosts. You can steam about producer Ethan. Why? I don't know, but you can. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255, and 304-TALK-304. Let's begin on the phones. Justin, you're batting leadoff. Go ahead, buddy. What's your steam?
Hey, I just want to talk about the experience I had as a moderately dyslexic kid going through Kanawha County schools. I didn't learn how to read till I was in 5th grade. A teacher at Staunton Elementary named Devonda Gwynn, she was a 6th grade teacher, took special interest in me. Before then, I was misdiagnosed and put in BD classes. I went to state, broadcast journalism major, finishing up my associates at Bridge Valley. Then I'm going back to state next year to finish my bachelor's. If it wasn't for a special teacher, I probably wouldn't have learned how to read. I don't know if kids, if they're going through the same issues that I went through, but it was very hard, or they just didn't care to diagnose me correctly. So I support the Hope Scholarship. I just feel that it's being misused by certain parties, and I don't like the idea of it going out of state. So thank you guys very much. Have a blessed day.
Absolutely. Appreciate you sharing, and good luck, Justin. 304-TALK, 304 is the text line, 800-765-8255. The phone number. Let's get to those text steams this morning, TJ.
SCOTUS, the Supreme Court of the United States, probably just handed Trump help for 26 midterms. In ruling his tariffs are illegal, the U.S. taxpayer is now due a substantial refund. The typical low-info MAGA file will glorify getting their money fed back to them and continue to ignore the $10 billion pedo defense slush fund Trump created. Strong text start. 304-TALK 304 is the text line. I've been mad for years at the Hope Scholarship. Make it my taxpayer money pay for rich kids to go to private schools and for legalized dropouts of high schools called homeschool. And now I'm really mad to find out I'm paying for horseback riding lessons and sending to schools for karate in Ohio. This is ridiculous, said the texter. A lot of people in West Virginia don't even pay tax, so a 10% tax cut won't help them. Middle-class people like me might get a few dollars per month, but big-time guys like our state CEO and legislators, they should say, make out big. Wake up, people. Most Republicans don't care about us working-class heroes. Hey, guys, there are a lot of taxpayers not using public education for their kids. They have a right to the same number of dollars that everyone else in the state has, says the texter. $5,400, question mark. The student in Brewston attending a public school in Maryland probably isn't being charged anything. I'm surprised an out-of-state student is allowed to attend a public school in another state. This texter says, Dave, the gentleman from New Jersey is losing the backyard brawl. 304-TALK 304 is the text line. Well, the Supreme Court overruled Trump's tariffs. Have the missiles already been launched at Iran? Gonna suck to be in that country here soon. 3.57 seconds, guys. 3.57 seconds before he, Stirewalt, mentions the guy. Enjoy the next 3 years, Steyer cult. Once the president is gone, your career is over. This texter writes, Trump administration DEI. Dysfunctional, embarrassing, incompetent. 304-TALK 304. Steam release. Listening to proponents complain about possible limitations on the Hope Scholarship is quite ironic. Senator Rucker has no problem adding more restrictions on public education while trying to indoctrinate her version of Christianity, yet she wants to hand $5,000 to anyone without question, transparency, or limitation. The hypocrisy is strong with this one. I really love it whenever the Dale Lee alter ego calls Steam release. It's the best laugh I get all week.
304-TALK 304 is the text line, and 800-765-TALK is the phone number. Let's go to Dale. Hey, Dale.
Hey, TJ and other guy. It's me again. Just need to know when that NIL deal gets closed so I can go buy my pontoon from Lou Whittle Marine Sales. TJ promised to take me and Ethan out on the open waters this summer, but until then, I'm stuck fishing for carp out of these potholes on McCorkle Avenue.
Appreciate it, Dale. 800. Well done, by the way. 800.
He may catch something.
765-TALK, 800-765-8255. That's the phone number. Text line is 304-TALK 304. Steam release is underway. More of your steams coming up when we return to Talkline in the Encove Insurance Studios.
Building a stronger West Virginia isn't just a dream, it's a mission. The High Technology Foundation knows economic diversity is the key. For over 30 years, they've been dedicated to transforming the state's economic landscape. Conveniently located in the heart of West Virginia, innovation, growth, opportunity, all under one roof. There's no need to look far for change. It's happening right here at the High Technology Foundation in North Central West Virginia. Visit WVHTF.org to learn more.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
At the Health Plan, we are here for you, and we have been one of the most trusted carriers for over 40 years. Headquartered right here in West Virginia, providing exceptional health coverage and local customer service.
The Health Plan, we are here for you.
Every day in West Virginia, we play for something bigger.
As a mom, I play for her education.
I play because it helps provide care for the ones who care for us.
I play to help keep our parks beautiful.
Why I play? Because every play supports West Virginia's future, our students, our seniors, and our state parks. For 40 years, proceeds from the West Virginia Lottery have totaled nearly $13.7 billion. I play. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com to apply. That's WVMetroNews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
Hospitals drive West Virginia's economy. They produce jobs and create opportunities while keeping our communities healthy. Employing nearly 54,000 people, West Virginia hospitals rank among our state's largest and most dependable employers. They provide more than $1 billion in community benefits and generate nearly $17 billion in total economic impact each year. Hospitals are investing where it counts, advancing health, ensuring access to care, and powering West Virginia's economic future.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at WVHA.org.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Across West Virginia, hospitals are always here, healing, helping, and standing strong for our communities. Hospitals save lives and build livelihoods. They're among our largest employers, with a passionate workforce of 54,000 West Virginians. Hospitals are economic drivers, contributing close to $17 billion to our state's economy and working to ensure access to care for all. From life-saving moments to wellness support, West Virginia hospitals keep our state healthy, our families strong, and our future bright.
With Metro News Hotline. If it's trending, it's probably here.
So it's Dennis, it's Rodman degrees out there today.
Oh, that sounds really uncomfortable.
I know it does. I know it does.
Is that legal? Is that past FCC? I don't know if you're allowed to say anything's Rodman something. That's
it's Rodman degrees.
That's like saying it's awful Diddy out there. I don't know that we can do that.
Yeah. Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence. Make plans to join me at the Mountain State's premier fishing, hunting, and outdoor sports show presented by Can-Am, Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Over 200 vendor booths and 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, all under one roof. Great prizes, seminars, and kids fish for free in the Academy Sports Trout Pond. It's the 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Doors open both days at 9 a.m.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC.
Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
When it comes to cybersecurity, blind trust is a bad idea. CityNet helps businesses avoiding risky connections with proactive monitoring, threat detection, and expert local support. Learn more at citynet.net today. 304-TALK 304. That's the text line to release your steam, and 800-765-TALK is the phone number to the phones and the Northern Outpost. Hey, Bill.
Hey, maybe the people in the Eastern Panhandle know a little bit more about what I'm about to say. Earlier this week on Fox Business, they reported that a major sewer line in a small community called Cabin John, which is on the Potomac River about 2 or 3 miles north of Washington, D.C., and it's making a major problem in the Potomac River, according to the reports. Now, Chris Lawrence and you both have been to southern West Virginia after the floods, and the people talk about trying to help themselves. And they're doing as good as they can do, and they need more support. We'll just see if Washington, D.C. will deal with the stench that's coming down the Potomac River just a few miles up before they try to do something to fix it. Because I'm sure the people still want to eat the shellfish and the other fish out of the Chesapeake Bay or that tributaries down there.
Bill, always appreciate it, buddy. Thank you, Bill. Let's go to Jim. Hey, Jim, what's your steam?
Yeah, I have a small business, and I personally answer every call that comes in here. I have to. I deal with every call. I can't use an answer machine. Yesterday I got 77 calls, and 72 were from people wanting to sell me increased coverage on Medicare, somebody car warranty, somebody end of a life coverage. I get a number on my screen at the end of every call, and I try to call these people back, and it's the line's been disconnected. I can't reach them. They're coming from everywhere. I am not the only one getting these calls. It has to end. It's just aggravating as heck.
Jim, I hear you, buddy. Appreciate the phone call. Have a nice weekend. 800-765-TALK. That's the phone number, 304-TALK 304. Let's get some more of those text steams in.
Editor's note to maybe try to help Jimmy out. I'm really liking this new Apple call screener. Maybe something to look at, Jimmy. I don't know. The talking points, nationally, state, and local, is like living Groundhog Day. Talk ideas, but no agreements for 50 years. Steam, I've listened to your program weekly for nearly 20 years. If I miss a day, I still listen online, even if I have to deal with the idiotic ads reminding me how to get my passport as a citizen in Dublin, Ireland. I have rather enjoyed Stirewalt over the years. I always hear people moaning about him, but never got it until today. Anyone who thinks Coke is superior to Pepsi is bound to be a socialist, communist, every bad adjective you can use, traitor to the American public. I would recommend not renewing his contract, says the texter. Steam, a 10% reduction when we have so many basic needs that need funding is ludicrous to the 10th degree. Another instance of, quote unquote, knowing better, but choosing not to do, quote, better. Producer Ethan eats Snickers upside down for comfort, says the texter. No, I will continue to take pot shots and call you two idiots. Also, you can't respond to the lies made by the Republicans and their lobbyists about hope, right? They said the estimated spending amount was speculative, when in fact it was. Cut it off there. Address this, idiots, says the texter. Next Tuesday night, we will not be watching our president's State of the Union speech because of what the Bible says in Proverbs 21, verse 24. A proud and haughty man, a scoffer, cynic is his name. He acts with an arrogant pride. We're tired of how he is tampering and trampling on our 250-year legacy under our sacred Constitution and our Bill of Rights, says the texter. No hope scholarships. I hope that more and more West Virginia taxpayers realize they are paying for private school tuitions and homeschool costs, which in no way comes close to $5,300. It's nothing more than a pay raise for these parents. The only money they should get is the tax money owed their county BOEs, which averages around $300 or less, says the texter. Many are asking, how did this Ethan character manage to get hired for such an important position? Sources tell me that he tried to sell Hoppy Kercheval a fur coat, and snuck his resume into Hobby's delivery box. Unethical? No. Just another day in the life of West Virginia's most mysterious radio man. Gentlemen, from the glorious bastion of intelligence in the Eastern Panhandle, Trump is the greatest failure in the history of democracy. When will Republicans grow a spine? Asks the texter. Steam, hey, fellows, have either of you heard about legalizing marijuana for personal use? I'd like to see a grow-your-own policy with government-regulated pharmacy open to everyone to patronize.
304-TALK, 304. That's the text line. 800-765-TALK is the phone number. Last call for phone calls. Last call for texts. We will steam into the weekend when we come back.
At Glenville State University, we are pioneers. With over 45 undergraduate degree programs, 17 NCAA athletic teams, and countless campus organizations and activities, we're here to help you build your story while becoming a part of ours. Glenville State University. Your dream, your future, your story. Visit glenville.edu today for more information.
Life is busy. Your healthcare shouldn't slow you down. With WVU Medicine's My WVU Chart app, you can schedule your appointments anytime, anywhere, right from your phone or computer. Whether it's a virtual visit or an in-person checkup, booking is quick and easy. Don't have an account? Sign up today at mywvuchart.com or download the app. Take control of your health with WVU Medicine and My WVU Chart.
Since 1926, the West Virginia Hospital Association has been the collective voice of our state's hospitals. With a shared vision of strengthening communities, improving lives, and supporting our state's economic well-being, our member hospitals work every day to provide high-quality, accessible care. This year, we celebrate 100 years of a unified voice and our ongoing commitment to supporting our members in achieving a strong, healthy West Virginia.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at WVHA.org.
The weekend's almost here, and are you looking for the perfect way to enjoy the water? Lou Wendell Marine Sales has you covered with Avalon pontoon boats. These luxurious high-performance pontoons offer smooth rides, spacious seating, and top-tier durability. Built with precision and style, Avalon pontoons deliver comfort and reliability season after season. Visit Lou Wendell Marine Sales today and experience the Avalon difference. Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thora.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
It's high school basketball season, and Metro News Television has you covered. Rivalries, buzzer beaters, classic hardwood competition. Watch live and on demand from gyms across the Mountain State. Stream Metro News Television on your iPhone, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select smart TVs. Or visit MetroNewsTV.com for more information. High school basketball lives here on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
Jackpots are growing. Jackpots are on the rise every week in West Virginia. Powerball hits Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Mega Millions lights up Tuesdays and Fridays. That's 5 chances a week to get in on life-changing jackpots. Play in-store and online. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. The Powerball jackpot is $190 million. Mega Millions jackpot is $416. So go ahead, play today. Text Steams 304 Talk 304. Mr. Meadows.
All right, here we go. I lost my place. Sorry, computer rebooted. Give me a second. 304 Talk 304. I'm so tired of Ethan pretending to be a good person. No doubt he's hiding out in his cushy little production lair with a Chick-fil-A value meal, including cookies and green milkshake. Did he ever offer you guys anything? I doubt it. Yet he continues to maintain this masquerade. When do they start stocking the potholes? Asked the texter. Dave and TJ, I live off of River Road, and at least 2 to 3 semi-trucks are getting stuck on guardrails in people's yards, destroying the ditch lines and absolutely running people off the road. Making matters worse is the fact that they are steadily advancing further out River Road. I have seen them as far as Glory Barn Road trying to turn around. These trucks attempt to enter the industrial park from the Harmony Grove side. I would like to propose a simple solution to the County Commission, the state of West Virginia, all concerned, a simple, large, yellow-black arrowed sign with 2 words, all trucks, at the DuPont Road intersection. Love the show, says the texter. I got 72 calls yesterday, too, and they were all from 72 different Dale Lees. Dave and TJ, protecting children should be a priority with our country. Shouldn't we as a nation also address all the underage illegal immigration and human trafficking that happened under the last administration? Says the texter. Coca-Cola all the way, all the time, says the texter. 304 Talk 304. Hey, TJ, do these little blue pills work? Asking for a friend. Cute. I miss slamming the phone on scam callers, as in the days of yore, says the texter. So West Virginia legislature funds the RAND study about hope. I'm guessing they were not surprised by the study, saying it should be income-based and public schools funded better. But why would the legislature take good suggestions? The statement, safe to and effective, is regurgitated like it's a religion. I have yet to find one person who says that to me to be able to back it up with data. It's solely based on endless programming from the industry that makes money for them, says the texter. 304 Talk 304 is the text line. Looking back through here. Hope parents are basically saying, but not saying, that West Virginia special education needs more funding, says this texter.
This texter says, Dave and TJ, when is Amputee Day at the state capitol? They have one. I'm coming. Dave, you know who this is. And you know I'll definitely be there because up here, I'm already gone, says the texter. You get the final word. Appreciate all the help at the state capitol this week. Another shout out to Ann Alai and Jackie Bland. They are the communications directors for the House and the Senate. Big help. As always, wrangling up lawmakers for us during the week. We appreciate that. Of course, Stephanie Pauly on site. Jake Link back in the studios doing the video side. Ethan Collins, he's semi-productive when he's running the radio side. Sophia Wasik today. Appreciate all the help. We'll be back Monday morning in studio. Back to the Capitol on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.